Hello, Pam. Can you hear me? Just need to make sure that my audio's up before we get started. If you can hear me, please say so in the comments. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm a couple of minutes early, so we're just going to have a little chit chat here while we wait a couple more minutes. We're going to start in a couple of minutes. I just wanted to remind you guys that next week is the start of the Hey Birthday Chick bundle and the Hey Chick bundle. So you don't want to forget about those. Those start on February the 2nd. And there's been a lot of hype about these, so they will probably sell out quickly. Good morning, Shirley. Glad you could join us. So yes, these are going to be starting on the 2nd of February. And it is a die. You can buy the stamp set or the dies or both. And I don't have the dies yet. I will be getting them, but I don't have them yet. But they are fabulous. They really complement these two sets. There's the Hey Birthday Chick, and then they brought this one back from 2017, I believe it was. And they actually brought a die set with this one as well. So both of those are going to be available. Hey, Carol, good to see you. Good to see you. All right, I think we'll get started. Hey, it's Shel Anderson from Shel's Creative Corner and Shel Anderson Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I blog at shelscreativecorner.blogspot.com, and I can be reached anytime by email at andersonshell@gmail.com. Happy Saturday, everyone. I've got some real fun stuff today. Before we get started with our card, I wanted to bring in 3 pieces of die-cut cardstock. And I'm just going to put these up on my hand and bring them close to the camera. And as you can see, the colors are beautiful, but it doesn't do much for these shells. Now I want to show you the flip side. Check this out. I'm going to bring in some more as well. Is the camera picking up all that beautiful shimmer and shine? Can you see that? And I bet you're wondering, how the heck she do that? Well, I'm going to tell you right here now. With that Friends Are Like Seashells suite, there's tons and tons of products. There's dies and stamps and embossing folders that coordinate. And there's also the pearlescent paper. It's white pearlescent paper, and it's beautiful. Love it. But if you want your shells to be a color and still be that beautiful pearly, have that beautiful pearly look to it, this is what you do. This is the magic. It's the Frost White shimmer paint. And it's just this little bottle. It's got a little ball in there so that you can shake it up before you use it, and it mixes the iridescence into the paint. And all I did to do this is I dedicated a blender brush just for this, and I just put a couple of drops on my silicone mat, and I took a sheet of cardstock. Well, actually half a sheet is what I took of each of these colors. And I just used the blender brush to apply the paint, and it dries super, super quick. Then I ran it through the embossing folder and the die cutter, and look, they're beautiful. All right, so there's one idea for you. The next idea I have for you, and this is the deboss side. There's the shimmer paint. Is the camera picking up all that sparkle? This is the Champagne Shimmer Paint, not the Frost White, the Champagne. And I put a few drops into a spritzer bottle and added some alcohol to it, shook it up, and I just sprayed it on the cardstock. So that's what's doing all that beautiful shimmer. So this is the Champagne Shimmer Paint, and these are the Frost White. Okay, so there's a couple of ideas for you guys. I need to get a little drink. I got a dry spot. Okay, on to today's project. Good morning, Anne. Glad you could make it. Okay, this is what we're going to be making today. I've never done one of these before. It's called a Waterfall card, and it opens like a regular card, but check this out. Oops, it's stuck on me. Isn't that cool? So if you're wanting the instructions for this, now is the time to grab yourself a pen and a paper. All right? Now that's the one that I made this morning. Today's card is going to be made with our fabulous new Chick stamp sets. So, if you've got your paper and pen ready, I'm going to give you your dimensions for all the pieces. Your card base is a standard card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm using Whisper White. Your matte layer is 4 by 5 1/4, so that's going to layer on the front. And this doesn't look like it's the right size. Way to start my video. I will quickly get a right-sized one. Looked a little short to me. And we'll score that at 4 1/4. There we go. Now we've got the right size. So that's going to layer on the front like so. Then I have a piece. This is a sneak peek for you guys too. This is Mango Melody, and this, as well as this DSP, are the new DSPs for the 2021 to 2022 color families. These are both in the brights. Now, these will be coming out in the annual catalog in May. Okay, the new annual catalog. So I just wanted to use those today to give you guys some insight into the beautiful new papers that we're going to have. So we're going to layer that on there. This DSP is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay? And then we're going to need the pieces for the mechanism. The first piece is 9 by 2. And then I've scored this at 2, 2 3/4, 3 1/2, and 4 1/4. So that's 9 inches by 2, scored at 2, 2 3/4, 3 1/2, and 4 1/4. Okay? And then we're going to have 4 little mats, and these are the coordinating Mango Melody, and they are 2 inches by 2 inches. And then the 4 little art pieces that are going to go on those mats are 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. Then the second part of the mechanism is 4 inches by 1 inch. Okay? I used Memento Black ink because I use my Stampin' blends. And the colors for the blends that we're using today are light cinnamon cider, light Cajun craze, light crumb cake, dark cinnamon cider, dark mango melody, dark pool party, dark pumpkin pie, dark crumb cake, light so saffron, dark poppy parade, and light pumpkin pie. Okay, so let's do the easy part first. I am just going to put my matte layer onto the front of my card, and then we're going to layer the DSP on top of that. And we're not going to need a card liner on the inside because I'm using a white card base. And we're just going to take a minute and get that centered up nicely. Okay. And now we're going to put, you can choose which side of the DSP you want. On the last one I used the gorgeous plaid, but I wanted to show you guys all the different patterns. So I'm going to use this side, and that's just going to give me a really okay, good, Carol, I just saw your comment. It's just going to give me a really small, narrow border, but it's giving me that little pop of black that I want. All right, so now our card base is done. So the next step would be we would stamp our images onto our little art pieces. And to save time, I did that earlier this morning, and I stamped the images. Here's the little chicken, and then the little crazy hair guy. That's my favorite, with the birthday cupcake. And then I have another crazy haired chicken, and then of course the little baby chick. Okay, and the colors of the Stampin' Blends, I've already told you that earlier. I just did this to save time because it probably took me, I'd say 10 or more minutes just to stamp and color those. And you guys all know how to stamp and color. You don't need to watch me do that. If it was just going to take a couple of minutes, I would have done it on camera, but what we're learning here today is basically how to make the card, the fun fold, not how to color. So I just skipped it. And I still think I should have colored that cupcake, and I might still do it. There's too much white there. I was on the fence, and I'm just going to grab my Wink of Stella and shine up that frosting. There we go. Okay, so we have that guy, and you see where I got a halo on the other side. Good thing there's two sides to every piece of paper. And there's our little chick. Okay, so we have all of those. Next step, we are going to take some tear and tape, and we are going to put a little piece on that side and a little piece on that side. And we're going to take our bone folder and we're going to fold all of these folds, and they're all mountain folds, meaning they're all folding in the same direction. All of them are going up. So there's your mountain, 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 mountain. Okay? And you want to burnish those folds really well because this is our pop-up mechanism. Okay? So this is what we're going for. So now we're going to bring our card back in, and we're going to remove these paper backings. Actually, that piece is a little long. Let me grab my paper snips. And we are going to put this down low across the front of our card. Something, I'm just going to bring this one in for, because the first one when I put it on, I'll be honest, there's a reason this greeting is here. That's where I had my band the first time, and it was too high and my mechanism didn't work, and of course when I took that tear and tape off, it tore my DSP. So that's why the greeting's down there. So don't do what I did. Keep it down nice and low. All right, now we're going to grab the tear and tape and we're going to start at the bottom, and just below each of these score lines we're going to apply a row of the sticky strip. All right, now because this is a moving mechanism, I'm burnishing that tape down because we want it to stick. So I'm going to bring it up close to the camera. Hopefully I'm in range here. So you can see each of our folds right below the score line is where you're putting your tape. Okay, so now we have to decide who we're going to put where, right? So I also a little edge there, I better cut that off. I pre-did my greeting and it says have a happy day. This is obviously a birthday card. So now you have to decide which image you want on the front. So I think for this one I'm going to put this guy on the front with the cupcake. And then I might put this guy, and on the very inside I'm going to put this cute little chick. So I'm going to take your pick tool, if I can find it. What did I do with it? It's grown legs. Interesting. All right, I have a different pick. We'll use this one. And I'm going to remove the paper backing. And then we're just going to take this and we're going to center this just below the line, but make sure both your sides are covering that back piece, okay? And then just burnish it down. Then we'll remove the next paper backing, maybe. And same thing, center just below that score line. All right, burnish it, remove the paper backing, center it just below, burnish it, and our final one. This cute little scary hair dude. This stamp set just makes me smile. Can't help it. So cute. All right, so there we have all our little images all lined up and ready to go. Now what you do is you slide this down to the bottom of the card. Okay, I'm going to do a side view so you can see this. And then this bottom panel needs to be attached. How am I going to explain this? This panel must, I'm going to put a piece of tear tape here, and when you line it up, you have to make sure that this panel glues to this piece. Does that make sense? Am I explaining it so you understand? So I'm just going to put a piece of score tape across here. All right. So this bottom square, it doesn't matter where on that square, but you have to make sure that, and if you line it up with the bottom of the card, it should work. So I'm just going to hold this in place and take a peek, and yes, I'm good. And when I made my first card, I did not do this right either, but the good news is you can take this piece apart and redo it. Now this one I have off center because of my oopsie here. This one I'm going to do centered, or I think I am. I should have. No, I'm not. Yes, I am, because I'm there. How about we just do it off this way a bit? Because I want to leave room for this little greeting, eh? Alright, here we go. Make sure it's straight on your card. And when you're happy with it, press it down. It's a moment of truth. Will it work? Alright. I'm going to grab a hold. And we are golden. Last one's a little stiff. Maybe I didn't burnish it quite very well. Let's try this again. Let's pull it back up. There we go. Once we get this, it was the same with that one. Once you do it a few times, see, there we go. All right. Now we just have to put on our cute little greeting. And I just stamped it and cut and punched it out with circle punch. The other one I just stamped and cut out around it, actually, with scissors. So have a happy day. And then we have our little waterfall. And then we have a great big area on the inside where we can write our greeting. Wouldn't that put a smile on your face if you got that? And then again, here is our little, whoops. As you can see right here, this is where I had to take it apart. So now I need to put some more score tape on there because it's not sticking. A repair on live video. Oh, I wish I had fingernails at this moment. There we go. All right, let's get this lined up. Press it in place. There we go. All right, so now all we have to do is to bring in some of those gorgeous matte black dots and do a little embellishment. And this time, I am going to use the larger ones, just like so. And there you have it. Those, my friends, are our cards for today. So if you would like to have the dimensions emailed to you, if you didn't get them, just send me a text or send me an email, and I will gladly send those off to you. That's it for today, friends. Have a good day. Bye-bye.